Hello. Rory?
Yeah.
Can you either mute people or could you give me the power to mute people?
Yes, I will do
It's
that.
just easier because sometimes in
Yeah.
sessions and things.
I'll make you the host. I've said to record on my end, so that's fine. I'll just I'll make you the host now. Sorted.
Cool. Hello. Cool. So let's do an handstand and stuff. Let's go into space. So right into space. I think I did this hip rotation thing warm up last week. I actually did I do it last week? Yeah, I did it last week. No, it's the second week. Good. Oh, too many plans for too many different classes. Cool. Been in space. We'll start with hips and stuff, and then we'll just get into roller class, those kinds of things. From here, bring yourself super close in, up on fingertips if you want, or flat hands. My hips are super close to my heels. I like this one, just kind of like find all my body's out with things. So I'm gonna push one knee as far out as I can, and I draw that knee in towards. Yeah, so my hands will be back. I can be super far away, and I can do it out here if I'm not sure. Just be nice and gentle with it. You can bring yourself closer and closer as you need. So you can do 3 each side. Moving through the ranges, seeing how it is, and then the other side. See how one side feels compared to the other. Just feeling that position as you go. Good. Now, you need to bring yourself up just onto the fingertips as high as you can. Or if you're able to, you can bring yourself up onto your feet without your hands. And the same thing, push my knee out to the side actively and drawing it down to the middle. I'm trying to move my foot as little as possible, just going through ranges of motion. This is like the only leg thing I will do all session, so it's fine. Other side, moving, just a little bit freedom in the hips, pushing out, drawing down, as we go. Nice. That's one I say, if you lean away from it, it makes it easier, lean towards it makes it harder. Warm up, just go through the range of motion, nothing too stressful. The stress comes later. Okay, once you've done that, you bring yourself down to this position. My foot's going to be kind of on the outside of my hip. It can be further away. I'm going to bring my knee down towards the inside. If it comes down all the way, that's great. Again, on this one, you need to use your hands, go for it. You can push from behind, reach through the middle, in front as you need. From the inside, I'm going to rotate. My knee is going to go to the outside. I'm going to try and push my knee as far to the outside as I can, heel away the opposite direction and bring myself through the middle. Use your hands as much as you need. And here you can lift up as much as you need. Try to rotate. We're just trying to go through a full range of motion, rotation of the hips, slowly getting harder and harder. So if I need to, I can lift myself up super high, or I'm going to stay quite low as I do it. Yeah, if you need to, I can use my hands here or here, push myself up, and push myself onto my leg, bring myself around as I need, just going through this range of motion. If it's really, really tricky, you can always go back to either being down on your hands here, or to this one here. Always regress as you need, through each side. Rotate, see if one side feels easier than the other. Push, move. Let's find out one clunky hip on this, but after a couple, it always feels much better. Try to keep the knee on the outside the whole time, best you can. So as you need, you can literally, if you want, just sit back in this position and just pushing a knee out to the side and knee to the inside as you go. Just feel where your body's at with it. Completely regressible and progressible. Just as good, all good exercises should be. Good. Now, going on towards warm up stuff for the wrists, thumb tucked this way, my shoulders on top of my hands under my shoulders. From here, open through the front of the wrist. I'm going to rock forwards, this way, so rock forwards, opening that way, and then backwards. Not a huge amount of stuff which you can do for without other bands and things for extensors for warm-ups. So this is a nice little basic one. Forwards and backwards, we can do about 6. Once you've done that, we're going to go to the outside, which means that I'm opening to the outside. Just bring my fingers in as I lift, or you can keep them open, depending. Play around with both. I like doing both depending on how my body feels on the day. The closer your knees are, the harder it is. The further away they are, the easier it is. Warm up, go through the motion. Feeling good. Get the wrist moving. The last one we're going to add on to this, which I've done with the previous weeks, is one I can generally do as a conditioning thing. I'll talk about it at the end. We're just going to be really gentle with it. This is a warm up. And my shoulders on top of my hands. My knees can be quite close. It's just part of the warm up. I'm going to push through my knuckles. I'm going to lift up. Oh, no, see you. Actually, that's really not right. Lift up onto the knuckles so my fingers are on the floor. And this is the arm lift. Even if it lifts up a tiny bit, that's totally fine. What I don't want to do is move my shoulders really far away as I do this. So if you need to, bring your knees in really close to make it easier and lighter. This will be really tricky and hard for the forearms to do like 2 or 3. Keep it nice and gentle. It fatigues very quickly. And then we're going to move on to lifting onto the fingertips. Same idea. Don't go super intense. Just pushing through, getting the body to push through as you go. Do a couple of each. Lifting up. First one's lifting onto the knuckles. Second one's lifting onto the fingertips. This one can get very intense, but it's also a really good one for like warming up through the forearms. It's very fatiguing. So it's that trade-off. Good. If in doubt, do less. Cool. So next one, just going to go on to, so I'm going to talk about rotation a lot today. So just going to work a little bit in terms of rotational understanding the shoulders and the warm up. So you can either do this kneeling like this, and all I'm going to do is my arms out to the side. I'm going to keep belly, my rib cage connected towards my pelvis, like this. I'll show you laying down in a second. My thumbs here are pointing towards the ceiling. And I'm just going to point behind me, and I'm going to point all the way towards the floor. And I'll rotate through here. This feels all good. Do a couple here, say 3 or 4, up to 45 degrees. Nice and tall. Rotate this way, so I'm not arching back. So I'm not arching this way. I'm just bringing my arms to the side and staying nice and tall through the top of my head. Rotate in, rotate back. And then the same with my arms all the way up. So my thumbs are now pointing forwards. My thumbs are always pointing backwards. Rotating through as you go. I notice that my shoulders seem to follow. And some of the stuff we talked about in terms of closing the chest and wrapping through the shoulders crosses over and ties into this stuff as well. Okay. So you can do once more. We can do it kneeling like that, or make it a little bit trickier. You can have your face towards the floor. Again, my belly button is connected. I can go from my thumbs pointing forwards in this situation to the ceiling and then back. If I can go in, that's great. Go here. Oh, you can't quite see that hand. But again, you can do it arms out to the side, 45 degrees up and up by your ears. Rotate in, rotate out, move it. That's really tricky. Go back to doing it on your knees. Just once through, going. If it gets really confusing, then go back to your knees as well. If you're not feeling good, back to your knees. 3 or 4 in each position, arms out to the side, 45 degrees up, arms up by your ears. This one, again, I like to feel that kind of rotational stuff during the hips. This is a similar version for the shoulders, just seeing how one shoulder feels compared to the other, feel them moving, see how it goes. Be like, ah, bodies and stuff. And she's done that. Have a stare. Move from there. Good. Cool. So, hands underneath the shoulders. First couple times, we're just going to rock forwards and backwards, fingers pointing forwards. When I say this, I generally mean index finger / middle finger. You don't want to be too turned in or too turned out. Turned out, it makes it easier for the wrists. So if you need to for that, go for it. But for this one, for now, just keep it less. Just move, like, don't go as far. So my index finger is pointing forwards. My knees are on the floor. I'm just going to do 3 here. I'm feeling strong in the shoulders. And I'm going to do the same thing with my knees hovering. Let me show you this last part. From here, my hips up. And then the last part I'm going to do, if I'm feeling good, I'm going to go forwards and down, and then forwards and up. Forwards and down, yeah? So first one, knees on the floor. Second one, knees hovering. Third one, downward dog-esque. And the last one is forwards and up, forwards and down. If you're really confused, just do the first couple, and I'll show you the last one again in a minute. Good. So that last one, there's a rock forwards and pushing up with my hips, and then going forwards and drop my hips down. Strong through the hands, connect with the floor as I go. So you got 3 of each. By 3, it's a wonderful number. It's like more than 2 and less than 4. It's great. Good. So, oh yeah. So last little part, caterpillar walks All right, one more time. It's a couple of different versions. Hands under the shoulders, and bend your knees if you need your flexibility. But what we're going to add in today is I want to make sure it's slow and you're lifting the hand off the floor. So you can either tap your nose or you can click your fingers as you go. I want to make sure that you're lifting the hands as you go. Hands under the shoulders, hands reaching in front being the second one. Yeah, as you go. And then with the wall, I can tap my nose, tap, tap, tap. Yeah, nice and calm, nice and moving. If you can't tap your nose and you're like slamming yourself into the face, maybe make it a little bit easier. We'll do 6 in total. So either 2 of each or 3 of whichever 2 are the most appropriate for your level. They may be the easier ones or the harder ones. Pick as you need for you. But 6 total. Click the fingers or tap your nose, whichever you prefer. If you're really pushing the difficulty, tapping the nose can be a dangerous game. Smash, smash. Clicking the fingers can sometimes be very brain intensive as well. So it depends on how proficient you feel like finger clicking. Good. Nice. Good. Very nice. So, good. Just finish this off. I'm going to start talking about things today. So today I'm going to be talking about rotation. This is something, so I'm going to do this like on the 4th week of stuff, because this is something to layer on top of, not do instead of all the other things, okay? The other things are the kind of main stuff we're talking about, trying to understand this position here, trying to understand the position of the chest, and it's kind of understanding here, and the kind of like pelvis stuff as well. This is all like the big kind of things. This is something to layer on, which will help with improve the stability of the position no matter what you're in. But so rotation, what I mean by that, it's that classic external rotation side. We are kind of cueing this intentionally because all of our big muscles are internal rotators. We're just going to kind of fire that. There's an understanding. You can hold a stick and just try and snap it. If you guys understand the concept already. So we can do it with the floor and just kind of move through. You'll feel much stronger doing it with your hands in front of you. And as you go overhead, it will feel slightly harder to get that rotation. That's okay. That's normal. But what we don't want to do is do this and then do this and go, oh, I can't get my arms overhead anymore because you're just doing so much rotation work. This is the range of motion we're going to go through, and I'm just adding this idea in of like trying to like pull the floor apart. So what I mean by this is the drill we'll do it for a couple of different like rotations. With these ones is at the beginning, just to get the idea, as I can go from here to kind of like front support. You can bring your knees in depending, and I'm just going to try and pull the floor apart. Yeah, so this kind of idea of like pulling this, I'm not moving my elbows. This isn't creating any tension. What I'm going to do is kind of create torsion through the shoulder to create that stability. From there, once I've got that through my shoulders, and I feel that engaging through here, is I'm then going to keep that and I'm going to push overhead, but I'm not going to do it so much that it reduces my mobility. Okay, so moving from here, just going to move through, slightly close, open again, keeping that idea of rotation. Everyone give that a shot, have a play. Don't understand, ask the questions. Yeah, try and make sure we get to that nice open shoulder line as best as you can as we go, adding in this idea. Look between your hands, think handstand as we go. Good, so that's it, and rotation, slightly close. So I'm going from here to here, just adding in that idea. So we've done this moving forwards and backwards quite a few times, adding this idea, trying to pull the floor apart. If you do manage to pull the floor apart, well done. Good job. Really proud. Lindsay, don't be disappointed in me. That was a look of like, yeah. Good. So this is one of the drills we're going to do a couple of rotations with. This is going to go, I'll move you over here. So, as you can, got a weird lighting kind of thing. Anyway, so if you have a wall, good job. I'm gonna bend my knees just because there's stuff here. If you can have straight legs, if you don't have space, bend your knees as well. So my hand's going to be on the wall slightly up, similar to a drill I think we've done the first week, maybe since then as well. But the focus on this is going to be that rotational element as well. So from here, I'm pushing my hand on. I'm first connecting my ribcage and my pelvis, nose on the floor, armpits towards the floor. So I'm pushing into the wall and I'm trying to pull the wall apart, okay? And just feeling that open shoulder line, kind of closed chest position, and that rotation. So we're kind of layering the stuff on. Just getting a lot in your brain, focus on the main parts. This is something I say we can layer on as we go, pushing through. So you guys are going to smash it, so we're not going to practice that one real quick. We're going to go straight into alternating these two drills. So to progress the other drill, you can either put your feet on something and just going through from, you can walk up, find an overhead position, yeah, trying to put the rotation, and I'm going slightly forwards and open again. So I'm going between here. If I'm feeling really bold and confident, I can do the same thing with the wall. Or if you're not sure, you can just do it with your hands and feet on the floor. Yeah, slight close, open. So I'm going really high with my toes, adding in that rotation idea as we go. Now, so pick the difficulty that's right for you. And we're going to alternate these two drills. So open to close and laying on the front with the wall. 20-ish seconds with the wall. 5, 6, 7 movements with your feet either on the floor, on a ledge, or on the wall. Again, the reason why we're doing 5 or 6 because this is just about feeling that movement. Don't want you to be pushing super hard. Feeling it, we're going to move on and put it more upside down in a second. So I'm applying this idea. This is kind of like the specific warm-up stuff we've done before, where you're playing around with a particular movement, but I'm focusing on the rotation element. Look between your hands as we go. So even as you open your shoulders, you want to look between our hands. We want to use our shoulders to open our shoulders, not our face. Yeah. Magic. So eyes looking at the floor between the knuckles the entire time. Sit, Polly, try and think about getting your shoulders towards your knees. Yeah. So at the moment you're shrugging this way and it's strong, but I want you to also open the angle of your armpit as you go. Okay. Doesn't need to go this way, but just trying to keep that good position you have and be a little bit more open here. Okay. Nice, Ellie. Try and think about your toes being as high up the wall as you can. And then as the shoulders come forward, they may slide down a little bit. But at the top, you're going to have that really high toe bit. High toe? Is that a sentence? Is that a combination of words that makes sense? Let's go with yes. Nice, Rick. Your shoulders looking really good on this drill. Nice, Sharon. Nice. Keep looking between the hands, everyone. Yeah, don't want to use your face to move. If we push our face through, it's actually going to make it easier to internally rotate the shoulders. Enjoy that position. Nice. Good. Oh, Ronan, you've disappeared. Like, I'm here, I promise. I'm just hiding. Good. Last one. And then I'm going to move on. Cool. So if at any point you are super confused, finish the run you're on, no stress. If at any point you're really confused about this idea that we're kind of working on and trying to understand today, always feel you can come back to either of these drills or both if we haven't got them within the rotation we're doing. Just for like reminding the brain body things. So I want to start pushing the a little bit of the chest to wall stuff. So again, this is something we're going to add in on top of. So for the chest to wall, okay, this is one of my favorite drills. I also want to do a little bit more back to wall today. So many things to do. Such a little time. Let's close the other curtain. Yay! So for this drill, I tipped it down quite far just to show you the floor. I'm going to find my distance by being leg length. Generally, over time, I progress people so they can get to the wall before we start doing any progressions further from the wall. But I want to at least explain and give you this tool for going forwards and doing stuff. So general progression, chest to the wall, you want to be able to get close to the wall with really good shape and stuff before doing this stuff. But definitely give this stuff a go today so you start trying to understand it. It's something to play around with and add in. So I'm going to put my hands on the floor about a leg's length from the wall, okay? I'm now just going to tip you up so you can see a little bit better. But that's what I'm doing when I'm measuring a distance. So one leg's length. And then I'm going to walk my hands up the wall. Now what I'm doing, I'm making this like nice long line towards the wall. My feet are as high as they can be because I'm in a straight line, slight curve up, but you understand the idea. From here, I'm going to bring my foot down, yeah, bend the leg, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to push myself towards balance, okay? You can do this with a straight leg, but it's a little bit trickier. So slight bend in the leg, but I don't, I bring my leg down, I don't let my face come out, yeah? And don't let my butt go up. Strong line, foot down. As I push with my foot on the wall, my other foot is not going over either. My foot is going towards the ceiling as much as I can, and I'm pushing the floor away. And now here, this foot is light, and I'm trying to be up as much as I can. You may not get to balance, that's totally fine. You're going to push towards this position, feel the push in the shoulders, be like, oh, oh, and then come back, okay? We're just trying to aim for approaching lightness on the foot. Good thing about this drill is it crosses over really well to kick-ups because you can start building up the speed of this movement and help you understand that catch position in kick-ups. So we're going to pair those two drills, this one, and then we're going to pair it with kick-ups. Again, if you want a little bit more of a rest between stuff, add in that laying on your front drill that we were just doing. But kick-ups, you guys are general understanding of anyway, so I just want to get us going on this. This drill, between 1 or 2 if you're super tired and you're not sure. Don't do more than 5. We can do more rotations of the drill, so a little bit of pressure coming to it. So chest to wall drill, and then alternate this one with kick-ups. So between 5 or 10, and add in the laying on the front one if you need a bit more of a rest for your shoulders. Go. Any questions? Ask them now as well. So focus on that leg that's on the wall, Ronan. And if you need to, I think you need to be a little bit closer to the wall. Just a little bit, yeah. Small steps, good. And as you push with that leg, try and focus on bringing your hips on top of your fingers. Yeah. So remember, as we're pushing our foot on the wall, yeah, good. Nice, Roland, that was good. The reason why you got that little float point is because your hips actually got on top. Yeah, so before you were trying to move your leg, which isn't heavy enough to counterbalance you. Yeah, so we want to move the heavy bit, which is our center of mass. As you shifted that, everything moved. Yeah. And so now we work is move from the hips, and we don't have to move as much. And we're not like raging against the wall. We're just like, oh, I'm here. Lindsay, don't die. So as with all of these things, I say it and I say it again. If in doubt, do less. Build up slowly. And I hope they maybe have emergency numbers for you guys. If you die, I'll let them know.
What's the non-wall option again?
Let the prep drill we did at the beginning, where you lay on your front with your hands on the wall. As in this one is a shoulder rest. Yeah, so you can add this one in with your hands on a wall. Think about the rotation as a kind of rest of the shoulders. If you don't want to do chest to wall at all, then you can do it with your feet on something and lift and alternate a leg. But most people can do it with the wall. It's just that if in doubt, you get to the position and then start thinking about it as opposed to like just pushing wildly. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So is your legs, they're both supposed to come off the wall or no? Just for a second.
It depends. Some people will be at the stage where they're not leaving the wall and they're just going to be approaching towards the handstand and then going back. Some people will get to the point where they are going towards balance.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah, depends entirely on the level. Nice, Polly. This is great. Pushing really tall. Get that toe towards the ceiling as much as you can. Yeah, shoulders were good here. And as you push, you're just going to keep as much height as possible. If you feel it starting to do this, then we just go back to the wall and find that really good position again. And we just go as far as you can with as much upness as possible. Good. Next time, Rebecca, if you tip the camera up, that'd be good. Also, your shoulders are slightly more closed here than when you were doing it with your feet on something, Rebecca. So understand that I want all that shoulder goodness in this drill as well. Yeah. Again, if fatigue starts to happen, we can drop the intensity down. Always pick other things, or do fewer repetitions as we go. For the kick-ups, the points are, be gentle to the floor, yeah, and expect the floor to be there, so we're pushing strong in anticipation, and if in doubt, do less and build up really slowly. For the majority, 80% of the time we're doing that, and then 20% of the time, just kind of like really go for it and like kick towards as much as you can to try and be upside down. But 80% of the time, we're trying to really build up incrementally as we go. Welly, you've just rotated 90 degrees. Good, nice. Remember, when we're doing kick-ups, if you do get to the wall, right, feel that position, and then come down, kick-ups. Nice, Sharon, really good reacting there. I kind of like kick strength. That was like the body was so together, like your hands and shoulders could do the work. It's that understood upness. And I'm like, upness. It makes sense now. It's like vertical, but just stay there. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm glad I said that as a sentence. Good. Good. Be kind to the wall, Ronan. Yeah. Remember, if you find you're always touching the wall, there's a game I like to call The Wall is Lava, where you're trying to kick as much as you can, but not touch the wall. Yeah, so you go up and you're like, try to stop yourself before you get there. Slow, Lindsay, calm, breathe. Yeah. Are you breathing, Lindsay? No, I know. But you're like, how can you tell via Zoom? And it's like, it's not even because you're bright red when you stand up. It's just you can tell in the movements like this. Breathe. Yeah. If you're not sure of your breathing, try, but also count out loud, sing, whatever you need. I make people count out loud like through the whole time when doing stuff, just to prove to themselves and to me that they're breathing and to remind them to do so. It's a good thing. It's also a really good way of like managing whether you're like the whole time. Yeah. Remember, you can stand on your feet and breathe. So in terms of the amount of core activation required, gentle to the wall, Rebecca, gentle. Amount of core activation required. It doesn't need to be any more than technically when we're standing on our feet. But at the beginning, we definitely need a little bit more focus on the area as we go to understand the position. Nice, Luke. Looks good. Keep the height. Just gently feel that rock. As you push the little rock, feel the fingers do the work. And to enable that to happen, you're going to keep everything else strong. Good. Oh, it's really strange, Ellie. I have to feel that 90 degrees. So look. Yeah. Nice, Ellie. Think about that foot going towards the ceiling as much as you can. So ceiling, hips above your fingertips a little bit more, Ellie. Yeah, it's just as it's pushing, it's thinking more about the leg than the hips. So it's getting to a certain point, and then it's kind of going, I don't want to go any further than this. And so it's moving your leg because your body, it's not actually taking you anywhere. Yeah, as we get to that point where you go, pause there and think, I'm going to move my everything, like the hips, especially like 1 degree more. The reason why that's the scary place is because it's on balance. Yeah, on balance by definition, you have the capacity to fall in either direction. If you're always being safe in one direction, you're not on balance. Yeah. Imagine you're standing on one foot, but you're always leaning on something. What you would do is move more the other way, and you'd move everything. You wouldn't like put your hand over. You would like move your hips. Physics, isn't it? Good. Lindsay? Nice. Look, try and be further from the wall if you have the space. If you don't, ignore me. Good. 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 Cool. Okay. So I add this extra thing in because I just want to add it as a part of this. Generally, I alternate with the focus being chest to wall and back to the wall when I'm doing weeks of stuff. But it's always the same. I think I said this last week, just to reiterate, like back to the wall can teach lots of like terrible habits, as it were. And so it's a really good tool, but a really bad like crutch. Okay. So chest to the wall, like that can definitely be the focus of this part. I just want to show you this next kind of part just so you guys have it. You can definitely add it in with the rotation stuff. If you're feeling really good, you can put it in. If you're feeling a little more tired, you can take the chest to wall stuff out. Generally, people don't like chest to wall because it's like scary. And they're like, oh, but I feel like I'll fall. And as I went through before, that feeling of falling is what you have to resist to actually be on balance. So it's better to approach it from that side, in fact, gently build up, than it is to just be like, oh, back to the wall. It feels like a hug. Feels like a hug. It's not learning. We're learning to do a hug, but like that's not what this class is. So back to the wall. The drill is, I say, with all the back to the wall stuff. In fact, the best thing and the drill which like you can get the most benefit from is just being pretty close to the wall, connecting all of those points. For today, we're going to add an idea of rotation. And my hands are pretty close to the wall. My feet, I'm going to bring my head to neutral or my chin on my chest if I'm not sure where my shoulders are. Yeah, if they're feeling really good, then I can look back between my hands, belly button in, rib cage towards pelvis. Yeah, so I've got strong fingers, strong shoulders, which are like on top of my knuckles. And from here, my rib cage and pelvis are connected. If all of that is good, even just holding here, I've actually just pushed my fingers and I brought myself on balance. Yeah, and I haven't had to move anything. Keeping this feet as high as I can, and then layering in this idea of rotation, of pulling the floor apart. Super helpful, and I'm just going to stay there. That's really good. If this is feeling amazing, then you can start bringing one foot from the wall, and then you can swap the feet as you go. Being really close to the wall is tricky for that one, but again, fingers, shoulders, belly around rib cage, one foot, and then swap. And here, I move nice and gentle. And if I bring my foot down really far, you'll notice you fall. Okay, so for this one, the main for most people, I would like you, especially at this stage, just to be holding the back to wall position, feeling your feet light on the wall and everything feeling really good, and adding in this idea of rotation. If that's feeling fantastic and you're like, oh, Craig is going to be so proud of me, then we can start doing these leg changes. Okay, but that's like, yeah, if you're doing that and you fall down, then it's a much better idea to stay there and do the other things. Okay, so definitely give this one a go. But we don't have to start doing the chest to wall exercise. I just want to make sure I give you guys this one as a thing. So keep kick-ups, keep back to the wall, and then either chest to wall as well if you're feeling fresh, or do the laying on your front one to give you a little bit of a rest if you need it. Does that make sense? Smashing. Numbers wise.
Our hands on the back to the wall one, like how close are the hands to the wall?
If we're just kind of doing like it as a really feeling the position, as close as you can. Different people's morphology, that means that they'll be further away and that stuff like that, but generally don't need to be more than that far away from the wall with your fingertips. If you have mobility restrictions and you're not able to open fully, you will need to be a little bit further away from the wall, but over time you'll be able to get closer. The idea is to be able to be as close to the wall as you can and stack that position. And then when we're doing the leg changing one, your hand's going to be about that far-ish from the wall, like the size of your face. Okay. I was going to say the size of my face, and then realize you probably don't know how big that is. But let's assume my face is a similar size to your face. Okay. Go. Good. Yeah, so Lindsay, I want you to like try and that space where it went up and then came down. In that space there, I want you to that you made some small slight corrections. Like your positions are really nice, but you kind of went, oh, this, and it kind of went blah, blah, blah. I want you to do all of that slower. Yeah, because it's all on balance. It's all really, really good. It just needs to happen much slower. Good. Yes. Yeah. So there is a time for like fast twitch and fire and flailing. Especially with these drills, the focus needs to be that kind of like understanding the position. So strong shoulders. Yeah, nice, Lindsay. This is really nice. So don't change anything. Don't change anything. Just find that connection between your rib cage and your pelvis a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, good. And pushing the fingers. Yeah, nice. And they're going to try and make this line as tall as it can be. Rib cage to pelvis. Yeah. Nice. Good. Cool. Feel that lightness it kind of started to feel? Yeah, it's like, you're like, it's kind of there as opposed to being like, I'm sure it's around here somewhere. It's generally that way. Good. Nice, Luke. Looks really nice. So in fact, my favorite drill with this one is to get to like lock the shoulders, lock the core, and then just push through the fingers as hard as you can to try and pull it away from the wall. Lindsay, that's a really nice position. And using it mainly as like a finger strengthening kind of thing. So like reinforcing this idea of like keeping the shoulders in this part here, because then what you're doing is you're staying in the hard place. Yeah. And so like Luke, that's why it's really good what you're doing, is because like you weren't coming away too far. You were kind of staying here and it's kind of touching a little bit, coming away, and it's kind of fighting the whole time. Because with handstands, you're never going to completely relax through the hand. We need to learn how to fight continually because we're always balancing and adjusting. So like getting that used to that in this drill is why it's really good. Nice. Wrists of steel. Yeah. And say if you're finding it hard to bring the pressure in through the knuckles, the chest to wall one, having the hands further in front of you is generally going to be easier. If with the back to wall, you're sitting the weight back and the weight's in the back of your hand and it doesn't get hurt, and that's good. You can do that as well, but make sure engaging through the hand to support the joint. Yeah, Luke, it's just the shoulders moved a little bit. That's all it was. So just kind of like, but that's just understanding that. And again, that's why we move that a little bit slower, and because either we'll get stronger or we like learn where that space is in between. Look, yeah, Sharon, it's good. It's just find a little bit more scoop of the body towards the wall. It's just right now when you're like pushing, because your belly button's a little bit away from the wall. It's as soon as you push, it's like you're going, okay, I can come down. Whereas actually you want to keep that on top, so that as we push, it kind of doesn't move away as much. It's just like that feet up as high up the wall as we can. Shoulders are looking better and better, Ronan, by the way. So just even if it doesn't make it, that's totally fine. The upness is great. Yeah. Good. Slower, Ronan. Slower. It's good. Up. Nice. That float point you're finding is really important for like learning how to catch and balance. Yeah, good. And now from here, just finding rib cage was powers, Ronan. That's all you're gonna focus on. Yeah, nice. Nice. For how light your feet are, this is good. Look between your hands as best you can. Nice, Rebecca. Yeah, really good lightness, guys. Really nice. Strong shoulders, Ellie. Push your shoulders taut. Yeah, there you go. Good, cool. So if we've got like a slight wobble in part of the body, our hands can't do their job, because like as soon as you're pushing the fingers, the rest of the body goes, oh yeah, it just kind of moves. And enough rigidity, and that's where the rotation part comes in, because it helps create that little bit more stability and torsion within the shoulders. Yes, probably. As a side way, it's a great way of doing it. Like, it's a great way of getting that. I really like that. Yeah, it's good. So positioning, probably that like it's good in that position and kind of gets there.
Oh yeah, because I can't kick up. I can kick into a headstand and then push up.
Yeah, which is mad. Just like it's just in terms of a crossover of like where your skills and strengths are, it's really interesting. Like that's totally fine as a way of like getting that position. Not a problem at all. It shows that with a kick up, it feels like it's more going to be understanding how to transfer the forwards to the up than it is about strength and being there, because you're clearly like strong enough to be there and you can like push into that position. Yeah, that, and potentially almost like, I mean, there's a wall there, so it depends how this feels, but that fear element of like falling, going over, and people kick because they like feel like not in control. So like, yeah, definitely do that. Build familiarity of being there. The more you try and spend there, the better. That's really, really good. That's why it's great you can do that. And then just pairing that with a kick up, so you're like, I know what this feels like, and then incrementally build up to being there. That's good. It's really good. Nice. Good. Good. So for the last couple of times through this one, I would like you guys to pair the chest to the wall with this back to the wall one. Okay, trying to understand where one may meet the other, because as you're pushing towards being on top, and this back to the wall. Yeah, because they both, the idea of these two types of drills is that they cross over to that middle point and understand how to be there, how to approach it from the kick up, which is a really helpful part, and then how to stay there, which is more that kind of back to the wall stuff. Okay, so alternate between these two. Feel it in your brain, feel that movement as we go. And if you need the shoulder rest, go to that laying on your front prep drill as we go. Good. Nice job. Yeah. Pushing as tall as you can, Rebecca. It's nice. Feeling the shoulders open. Good. I don't know how much my headphone picks up, but I'm sorry. There might be a small child in the room. Good. It's fine. They fall over and stuff in it. Cool. So yeah, this kind of like crossover is an important part. If you find there's a drill which you're kind of like scared on, then pick the appropriate aggression where you can feel it, and definitely like you need to include that one more often than not. And then I say you definitely need to have drills that you really enjoy and drills that are a little bit scary within your training. Scary tells you where you need to put time in, and then enjoying ones are ones where you can like relish the moment where because you're like doing really well on it. Cool, in terms of balance and training. So a little bit of conditioning stuff to end. I've done some weeks of endurance, some weeks of conditioning. This week I'm going to kind of set it up so you have the option. So you can either I talked about this week in terms of like shifting weight and stuff for walking, and I talked about like shoulder taps and those kind of drills. So that's one of the options that you can put within this. Another one, I just realized one of the stuff that I want to show you guys. So the options are, with endurance, we'd normally find a chest to the wall variation, which is based on the level you're working at, which means that it might be front support, it might be your feet on something, just like this, or with your feet on the wall. Yeah, even if you're not completely upside down at an angle, that's totally fine, as long as we're pushing towards this open position here, and this kind of like building the strength in that open line to help us kind of stay there. When I say shoulder taps, I can do it with my feet on a thing or with my feet on the wall. And again, what I'm trying doing here is I'm just rocking side to side. I'm just going to tap the opposite shoulder, or I can tap my nose like we did in the warm-up. What I'm trying to do here is not twist the body. Yeah, is I'm trying to keep my shoulders quite down, and I'm just pushing through my hand as I lift. Okay, and I'm trying not to do with my hands. Trying to shift the weight and be nice and gentle and floaty with the other hand as we go. Just trying to build up that kind of lateral stability. If you can't get to the point where you can lift the hand off the floor, just pushing and resisting, but not lifting the other shoulder is really important. Yes. I'm going to not complicate things. I'm just going to stick with that one as the main. So either endurance, you can just hold the position, or you can do these shoulder taps. Okay. Parents one with, this was going to be the prep thing that I did. I was going to include this as a prep thing, but I was going to just include it as a finishing thing now. So basic, I think I might have done it before, can't remember. My knees are going to be here so that I can find and feel this position. And then I'm going to put my arms and push my hands into the floor, connect to this here. And then my feet are going to stay as low as they can towards the floor. And they're going to scoot along only as far as they can, with this all staying really good. If this starts to change, then I bring everything back in and I go again. If this is really easy and I can go to get into my legs straight, then all I do is I don't come all the way back in and I stay out as I go. Okay, but I'm moving through this position. Yes. So we're going to do, we'll do forward. Oh, read my notes. So for the upside down handstandy thing, the total time is going to be 60 seconds, but I will also tell you at 50 and at 40. Okay. So what that means is if you need to do shorter, do shorter. Just do 40 and come down. If you can, do the full minute. In the rest period for the shoulders, we will do the ab thing. Questions?
Do you want us to play? So you want us to do the chest to the wall for the handstand bit?
Yeah, either the hold or the taps.
The shoulder taps. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, one of it. Yeah, it's great. Cool. If you have a question, let's go now. Otherwise, forever hold your peace. Cool. So, chest to wall. Any ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So, variation feels right for you. Nice, Lindsay. Just strong shoulders. Once you've slowed, yeah, good. Feel the hover. Move slowly, 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 slowly. Way slow, Lindsay, and less. Nice push, Ronan. Strong. We go. Nice, Polly. This is really good, really good. Nice and high with those toes. The shoulders is great. Shoulders are great. Nice, Luke. Good. Keeping the opposite shoulder as low as you can. Yeah. You too, Ellie. Push the toes high. That's 30 seconds. So minimum 10 seconds more. Lindsay, less. Less. Here we go. Nice and strong. Nice. That's 40. Here we go. Nice. Here we go. Nice. As much height as you can, Rebecca. That's 50. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Ab thing. We'll do 45 seconds of the ab thing, and then we'll do 15 seconds rest, and then we'll go again. And go. Remember, knees in. Find all the best position you can. Hands towards on the floor. And then only move the legs as far as you can. All of the connection through the middle. Good. It's great. I just get this image of these knees moving. So it's like, camera angles are the bane of my life right now. Especially trying to, it's a tricky one. Keep moving, keep breathing. Yeah, pushing through. You want to make it harder. Don't bring your knees as far in. Make it easier. Don't take your feet as far away. That's 30. Another 15 seconds. Here we go. This is good. And 5, 3, 2, 1, and stop. 15 seconds, and we're back on the wall. So you can either stick with the same one, make it easier, make it harder, as you need. The idea is we're reinforcing the overhead position in one way or another. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, so Lindsay, in that point in the middle where you're like going, wah! That's where the magic is. So I want you to approach that place with caution and care, but confidence. Caution, care, and confidence. It's the 3 C's of handstands. Or don't. I mean, one of the two. I mean, that's the other option. The other option is you just like smash through it and go, I have no caution, no care, but all of the confidence. That's the 1 C of handstands.
Honestly, it all happens so fast. Like I'm all very controlled.
Keep going.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
I am going slow. I promise I am trying.
That's 30. Yeah. What you think of as slow, Lindsay, is fast, by the way. That's 40. Here we go. Yeah. Notice the weight is in your hands, Lindsay. That's 50. Nice, Rebecca. As tall as you can, as tall as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Onto the ab thing. Really feeling that belly button in, rib cage to pelvis position. And go. Yeah, so having the knees up really helps us find that connection, that slight tuck under of the pelvis. Pelvis towards rib cage towards pelvis, as in gentle. Doesn't have to be 300%, so you can't breathe. We want to keep that connection and then not let it change as we take the feet away. If possible, try to have a dog lick you in the face while doing this drill. If you can't do that, then that's fine. I understand. You go. That's 30. Nice. All of the breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. 15 seconds. Go back on the wall. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go. Lindsay, the focus is shoulders and where the weight is in your hands. Go, go, go. Nice, Ronan. This is super good. This is such a strong push. That's really nice. I really like this. Nice, Polly. Think a little bit higher on the hips as well, just to get the shoulders a little bit. Yeah, good, good, good. Nice, Polly. That gets the shoulders a little bit more open. That's really good. Yeah. So Rebecca. Nice. Ellie, this is lovely too. Luke, solid. Ah, good. Lindsay, are you bright red? That's 30. Nice, Sharon. Keep the push through your shoulders as you go. That's 40. This is red. That's great, Sharon. Keep that line as open as you can. Hips as high as you can, Sharon. That's 50. Nice, Rebecca. Look between your hands, remember. Slowly approach it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Up thing. Up thing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go. Good. Slowly moving through. Really putting your brain into your body. You need to close your eyes. Feel what's moving, what isn't. Straight with it as it goes. Nice. That's 30. Keep the feet low. Only move as far as you can. Keeping a good position, good connection. Good. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Good. I want to do one more with the wall. So, is that 3 times? That's 3 or 4. 3? It's 3. Hands, like Hanson. That was that many. Yeah. Good. Let's do a 4 because feeling bold. You need to regress it, but you guys are doing really, really good things. I want all that goodness again. If you really need to regress it all the way, you can do it when you're doing the drill where you're laying on the floor and your hands are on the wall. That's definitely a totally plausible choice. Yeah. So reinforcing that position more than murdering ourselves. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go. Good. Yeah, just kind of managing of your energy and being able to like find that technical perfection. Breathe, Lindsay, breathe. Is what it's all about. Lindsay, I want you to be singing. I want singing. All right. If you can't sing, then you need to come down. Nice, Polly. Good, Sharon. Try to think about being as like your shoulders more towards your knees, Sharon, as you go. That kind of opening the shoulders that way. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. And then keep that. Nice, Ellie. This is lovely. Good. Good choice, Rebecca. Push that wall away. Push, push, push. Long and open. That's 40. Or the breathing, or the happy place. That might not be here. Here we go. That's 50. Ronan, this is really great. Your shoulders looking better and better. 3, 2, 1. And down. Last ab thing. What would be a shoulder thing without an ab thing? Because handstand. And go. And go. Go, go. Good. Oh, God, I never. Nice, that's 15. Here we go. Chloe's knees moving. That's 30. And go. Last 5, 4, 3. Slow. 2, And stop. Nice. There isn't ever any posterior chains with you guys. So just before we do the cool down, I'm just going to say a thing. Actually, yeah. So I was talking about forearms and the kind of knuckle lifts and stuff. This is something I found can be quite good in terms of building forearm strength or like understanding how to fight and use the fingers and stuff. When I give this stuff to people, I will say to do like 2 of each at the end of a session, like max. And then you do that because like people go, oh, I feel easy. And they kind of fatigue quite quickly. Like, oh, okay, but they're really hard. And the next day they like can't pick up cups. And you're like, let's do like 2 of each at the end of a session. We're not even going to do them now, but we did them in the warm up. It's these ones. So you find that it's a problem. This kind of like lift onto the knuckles, my shoulders staying on top of my hands, or to here. Yeah, lift onto the fingertips. They're a really good one to add in. Like straight arms, and make sure that I'm not like shrugging with my shoulders and these things. Over time, like you'll find people that can do it like this. And I'm lifting up like this, way here. This is hard. Here, and if I can gently shuffle my knees back, my shoulders stay on top of my hands, and push here. I can do it with my legs straight out. I get way more from the drill by being close, because I can keep a really even push, and I don't use my thumb to assist. But again, I don't do them with my own training because like I find that it just like mashes me out if I'm doing it every single day. But it's a good way to learn how to push. And yeah, so you don't need to do more than like 2 or 3 of each total at the end of a session, and like maybe once or twice a week it'll be getting really gentle on that one. But it's a good drill to layer in if you need that. It's like a sprinkle of a drill. Good. Let's do a cool down. Let's be a ball. The best cool down. So bring yourself down. Bring your arms aside. Forehead on the floor. Really relax the arms down. Breathing space between your shoulder blades. We're going to double inhale because I like it. So breathe in. Breathe in again. And out. Good. And again, breathe in. And again. And out. Good. So now, bring arms in front. Your hands slightly wider than shoulder width. Hands slightly wider than shoulder width. And move side to side. Opening through the side of my body. As you go. Extending, reaching out through the hand. Opening through the side of the shoulder, side of the body as we go. Now stop, pick one side. Bring one hand back. Slight twist. Open through the armpit. From here, I'm going to breathe in. And breathe out. Sorry about that. From there, push your hand into the floor, pushing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Other side. Reach the hand out, slight twist, open through the armpit, and breathe in. And out. Push your hand into the floor, pushing 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. From there, bring one arm, putting it into the middle. I'm going to pin my hand on the floor. From here, I'm then going to keep my hand there, and I'm going to push, bring my shoulder towards the floor, and I'm going to push my hips as far away as I can. I'm going to bring myself forward. I like moving in and out of this position. Some people like just holding it. Pick whichever one feels good for you. If you like just holding it, stay there. I like to push and move through and try and bring my shoulder closer to the floor and open the ribcage more each time. Basically, as you go. I like moving gently in stretches. Find what works for you. Either one more or hold for the last little bit. Good. Swap sides. Pin the hand. Push and move. Good. Push in through as you go. Last 2 or last little part of the stretch. Bring the shoulder down towards the floor. hips as far away as you can, opening through the side of the cage. Good. Now, raise that up. I'm going to put the back of my hand on the floor. I don't know if I've done this with you guys. I'm going to hold my hand here again, and I'm now going to circle my forearm around. Let's do 3 one way, 3 the other. All right, this is a way just to open up through the back of the hand. That's the one to do before that kind of other extensor stretch that we've done, which is in 3 each direction, to the other side. It's kind of more creating space than a stretch. Good. Okay, in 3 each direction. Move on to the main stretch that I do for forearms. Basically, it works. Get through. So I'm going to reach through and lift the thumb. So I'm going to open through the palm. Keep my palm on the floor as best I can. All right, small rocks back. 5-ish. When you do it on your own, you can do more, but now we'll just do that. And then small bends in the elbow. 5-ish. And then slide the hand forwards, bring my elbow down towards the floor, using the back of the other hand to increase the stretch through the palm and the fingers here. If you want, you can move side to side, bring the elbow across the body, either both directions to increase the stretch as you go. And release, other side. Palm, reach through, lift the thumb. Keep the palm on the floor as best you can. Small rocks back. Small bends in the elbow. And then last little bit, slide that hand forwards. Bring the elbow down, using the back of the opposite hand to increase the stretch through the fingers and the palm as you go. And then rocking side to side as you need. Good. And release. This is just a child dying laughter. Cool. I just don't know how loud it is. Sorry if it's loud for you guys. Cool. Any questions? Please do ask. Otherwise, if you think of a question later on, post it on the group, message me or something, and I'll address it this week. And otherwise, yeah, it's cool. I kind of try to do this and just give you as much of the tools as I can. Even if in the future you guys are really confused on stuff and like, did you do a thing at that time? Then by all means, always feel free to like message me if you want me to clarify stuff. I'm always happy to do that. Otherwise, yeah, ask me now if you have any questions now. If not, have a delightful Tuesday evening. Yeah, handstands in it.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Nice. Awesome. See you guys.